coming in. Well, the family of Ketan Agarwal is holding a prayer meet for victim Ketan Agarwal, who was allegedly pushed to death from Lohagad Fort by fiancée Sia Goyal on the 18th of June. Shweta, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast to talk more about this. Shweta, in fact, the police also visited Lohagad today to completely understand as to what happened and what was done on that fateful day.
Well, that's absolutely right. In fact, it is a part of investigation and would be playing a vital role in collecting these circumstantial evidences. Having said that, now the Pune Rural Police along with the Lonavala Rural Police took the alleged accused Sia Goyal to the very spot where she allegedly pushed Ketan to death. And with this, we also see that while police was filming this and they were recording this, with this they also had carried a body dummy so that while Sia was present there, Sia would state whether she was standing at what position, where was Chetan standing and where was Ketan positioned at that point of given time, and everything, the crime scene recreation was recorded on camera, and the drone shoot was also done so that it can be served as a digital evidence before the court.
Let's in fact break down the entire murder sequence as to how Chetan did it. Well, step one was digital blackout. Chetan kicked off his elaborate alibi plan by abruptly disabling his mobile data to stop cell towers from creating a geographic GPS trail of his route to the crime scene. Shweta, it seems that the calibration as well as the homework that Chetan did to orchestrate this murder was in fact well thought of, but he did not anticipate that the police will be able to break through his intentions.
Well, that's right. In fact, they hatched the plan and very meticulously planned how to execute the murder and post-murder what they have to do. For this particular reason, what we have seen that the digital blackout was absolutely carried by Chetan, as what he initially did was he kept his phone with his employer at the shop that is in Market Yard Place in Pune, and instead he took the employer's phone identified as Neeraj Kumar. He took Neeraj's phone to the Lohagad Fort, and his phone he had completely shut off the internet from morning till evening. So he just wanted to mislead the police, and also he did this to stop the cell towers from creating a GPS trail of his route to the crime scene. But absolutely, it was well thought of.
All right. Also, we are learning that the second step that Chetan took started at 8 a.m. on June 18th was anchoring a false alibi. A false alibi was created to trick investigators into believing he never left his shop. For this, Chetan left his personal smartphone at his business and ordered his workers to answer all incoming calls. Shweta, in fact, this is also something that the police has found out, that Chetan did try to divert the calls that were coming to him by letting his people answer it, but this is obviously out in the open now.
Well, that's right. In fact, he anchored this particular step as well, where he kept his smartphone with his employer, that is Neeraj Kumar, and took Neeraj Kumar's phone to the Lohagad Fort, and whenever there was any calls on his mobile phone, that is on Chetan's mobile phone, it would be answered by Neeraj Kumar. So directly people would be thinking that, okay, Chetan is in and around the shop, or he's at this shop occupied with something else. That's why Neeraj, his assistant or the employer, is picking up the phone.
All right, more breaking news coming in. Well, Chetan's next step after creating a false alibi was a covert transit. For proper implementation of his plan, Chetan had to be travelling in complete digital stealth. For this, he covered his tracks by borrowing an employee's mobile phone to handle necessary communications on his way to Lohagad Fort. Shweta, do we know any details about who this employee was, and how did the police in fact figure all of this out? Is this through a confession?
Right, Vineet. In fact, police got to know about Neeraj Kumar, the employer you're talking about, via the phone which Chetan initially had carried to Lohagad Fort. But remember, his phone he kept at the shop. And with this, police got an important lead about with whose phone, in fact, Chetan was actually trying to connect with the Sia post and pre-murder. And when police interrogated Neeraj Kumar for 6 hours at Lonavala Raman police station, Neeraj Kumar subsequently turned out to be an eyewitness in this case, playing a very vital role where Neeraj Kumar stated that how his phone was being used as a part of crime, and in fact Chetan's phone he kept at the shop so that nobody can raise a suspicion.
More breaking news coming in.